This Amateur Radio Roundtable is brought to you in part by ICOM America.
How are you doing?
All right, I want to welcome everybody to Amateur Radio Roundtable. Today is March the 20th, and we got a good show lined up for you. Boy, we got some secrets coming to you from Hamvention 2018. We got the big guys here with us tonight. Let's see, what else we got going here? Oh, we're on WBCQ tonight on 5130 kilohertz. If you're listening on shortwave, send us an email. I'd like to hear from you, and give us a signal report out there. If you do have internet, go to w5kub.com, w5kub.com, and join the show. You can watch the video, you can join in the chat room, and we'll just have a great old time there. Please join our Facebook group if you're new in the chat room or new to the show. At the top of the page up here somewhere, there's a link to Facebook. Please join that. We've got about 6,700 people now, and our broadcast Facebook group is growing really fast every day. So, hey, tonight, let me jump out to Sundance. Well, that's in Wyoming, I think. Sundance, Wyoming first, and let's see what Katie Allen and Dwayne are doing out there. So, here we go. Let me right cameras. Here we go. Oh, hey, how you doing?
We're doing great. How are you? Guys.
Okay, let me turn your volume up. There you go. Now say that again. How you doing?
Hello, guys.
Hi, everybody. We're doing
Katie's
great.
Going to make sure she sticks it right in front of my face. There we go.
There we go.
Well,
you can hide me in there, so I'm like.
I've been working on my satellite system this week, Tom. So.
Oh, really?
Got moved along on there. The rotators will now automatically track satellites. So.
Well, that's cool. I did a lot of satellite stuff a while back. I do have azimuth, elevation, rotor, and all that stuff. But I'm going to just try something very simple here real soon. EME contacts running something like a J65 with 100 watts and a single Yagi. We're going to do it, I promise you. Hey, Katie and Dwayne, y'all don't have any snow out there, do you? Do you?
Well, since Sunday, we've gotten another 8 inches, but then it's kind of short. It's kind of melted here and there, but the roads are actually getting decent, and I'm able to go out and run on the roads again, which, for the most part, which is really helpful in my training. But otherwise, we're getting there. It's slowly melting, but it's spring now, so this is when we get the heavy, wet stuff, and it doesn't last terribly long, but it's really good, and all the ranchers are, excuse me, the ranchers are really happy.
Well, I was joking. I didn't think you had snow. Let me go out to the East Coast out here. Riley Hollingsworth. How you doing, Riley?
Good. We're actually at the bottom part of that third or fourth nor'easter, and so we got 5 inches of snow tonight, which is nothing for you guys, but we'll get another 3 or 4 tomorrow. After a half inch, everything goes into hysterics, and the schools close and all that stuff. And Katie, what are you training for?
I am training for a half marathon on June 3rd, the Deadwood Mickelson Trail Marathon. It'll be my 4th time doing that particular half marathon and my 5th half marathon overall. So I am now in training mode. I'm kind of excited.
That's great. I did 2 half marathons in Myrtle Beach.
That's right.
I trained up here in the winter, and I was real proud of myself. I'm thinking it's going to be so warm in Myrtle Beach. I'm going to be so overtrained because it was such a horrible winter up here. And I get down to Myrtle Beach, and the first marathon, it was 38 degrees and raining and a 30-mile-an-hour wind. And then the second one, it was 40 degrees and rain and about a 30-mile-an-hour wind. So I didn't have any advantage, but it was fun doing it.
So Riley, are you?
What I ran in on Saturday, it was about 40, and I ran into a wind coming back, but yeah, it's not fun.
I was looking at Riley. It looks like he's trying to scoot off the screen there.
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah, it looks like you're kind of scooting off to the left there. Scoot back to the right a little bit. Oh, I know. You're wanting us to see your radio back there turned on. That's what it is.
Yeah. Got to turn the lights on, make it look
impressive.
All right.
Hey, I know Riley has some great ideas. He sent me a note today, great ideas about some new things for the show, but we're not going to talk about them tonight. Riley, let's talk maybe I'm heading to MFJ tomorrow with Walter. We're going to drive down there. Give me a call on the phone sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I think it'd be good programs for you. And I'm going to sign out here. I just wanted to say hello to you.
Okay.
Folks.
All right. Great. Good to have you in here. Thanks.
You guys, they give very good presentations, and I think your listeners and viewers would get a lot out of it.
We'll do it. All right. Thank you, Riley. And now let's go.
Hi, Riley.
let's do this. Let's jump out to the Hamvention guys out there, and let's see. Boy, maybe I can get Michael to get a little higher. There you go, because I've adjusted the picture down. But yeah, we're seeing you get pretty good there. Hey guys, how you doing up there in the Dayton area?
We're doing great here. We're busy as can be, getting a little tired, but excited. It's only a few months away.
Not even a few, man. I don't know if you looked at the calendar, but it's like
It's 8 weeks.
It's like a couple. Yeah, it's a couple. And boy, I'm excited. I mean, we're already starting to gear up right now. It's going to take us 8 weeks to get ready for the show, and we've got a lot of people we're going to have to be working with. And tell us, you guys, any new secrets that you can share?
Yeah, go ahead, Ron. Ron's got a few things.
Sure. As you probably have already heard, this is our theme this year is amateur radio serving the community. And trying to work around that theme, we have been working with ARRL, and they have come up with a series of forums that they are going to be giving. Attending 3 out of the 4 of those forums, you will end up with a certificate. But they're very exciting. Getting started in public service communication. It's not just you go in and you sit for a while and you walk away. Well, now what do I do? They're going to tell you what to do, what you need to know. They're going to have you almost prepared, or at least you'll know what to do. There's another forum on building partnerships with the different emergency groups around the country. We're going to have some of the people that were involved with the hurricanes, and they're coming up from Puerto Rico. They're going to be giving some of their stories as one of them. They're also going to have a panel discussion going on with representatives of different groups that ARRL partners with. So by the time you leave, you should be worn out and take home a lot of treasures.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Boy, it's going to be good, and I know the weather is going to be perfect this year.
Right.
That's what they've told us. The
We've made
weather is
arrangements for
perfect.
that.
So, tell us can you tell us any of the improvements that
Go
you've
right
made
ahead.
over last year?
Question.
Can you hear
Tom,
me?
let me make some adjustments here. We've lost you.
Have you lost me?
Tom, you
Yeah.
okay?
I'm here. Can you not hear me? I'm here.
I can hear and see you guys.
Katie?
I
Katie?
can hear you and see you.
Can
I can
you-
hear
can-
Tom as
Can't
well.
hear
You can hear
though.
me,
Can't hear
right?
anybody. All right,
Okay.
well, we'll go ahead and keep on talking here.
Yeah.
And so I think we've made some improvements on food, and we've upped the game on that. We're going to have a better food layout, and we're going to have more of I would say it's like the mom and pop sort of food vending. It's so good. So we're going to have more of that. We're going to have more picnic tables better located near where the food is and kind of laid out. And we're going to have more shade areas than we had last year. In that realm, I think is going to be excellent. Now, we have, now I guess everybody's wondering how crowded is it right now? I would say if you haven't gotten a room yet, you better call the Dayton Convention Visitors, or excuse me, the Greene County Convention Visitors Bureau. And you could look up their website, and you can get that website off of hamvention.org. So, and that's a really good site to find out all the things that are happening now too. So you got a couple more things there. I have some other things after that. So go ahead.
We do. We have quite a few things.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, can you?
I guess another big event in staying with our theme, we are going to be having an MCOM truck corral area, for want of a better term. We have invited quite a few MCOM trucks to come in You can start to see some of those on our website, hamvention.org, and there are just a few of those trucks on right now.
Okay.
But go ahead and start looking at those. We will have quite a few trucks for you to visit and talk to people that are running those trucks. You should have a good time with all of that.
Cool. Can you guys?
All right, and a couple more
you hear me?
things that we want to talk about. And we keep working on the traffic flow and making sure we have, we're getting some high signs here.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Katie, can you hear
us,
me?
Katie? Okay, so that means the world can hear us probably, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Katie,
I can hear you.
Problem
Looking at the
Katie,
stream, you look
ask them,
frozen.
Katie, tell them their video is
we
frozen.
keep
Ask them if
talking,
they'll
Katie, you
stop
think?
it and restart it.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
We can't hear anybody.
They can't hear me, Tom.
Okay.
Yeah, white paper. They could.
Yeah, I'll call you back. I'm gonna hang up. I'll call you back. Yeah, how's that for, So let's see if I can figure this out here.
They'll realize it as soon as you hang up with them.
You need some whiteboard signs. You
Yeah,
can hold
I
up this
do.
thing.
I do. Yeah. Okay, let's hang up. Let's try it again.
Excuse me. Better turn that. I better put a mute on when I'm yawning.
Well, now we're not connecting with them. Let's see.
He's trying. It's funny because I know they have really good internet in that building, but for some reason, maybe it's that one room, but periodically they have some challenges with it there.
Yeah, they do. In fact, their Skype always freezes every time, and they can hit the stop and start button, and it'll start working again. Let's see.
Jill just pointed out on the chat room that I snorted. I do it all the time. I didn't even realize I did it. And thanks, Jamie, for making a nice comment in the chat room about my haircut. This is my spring hair. Dwayne's still got to get used to it, though.
All right, so here's what we're going to do.
You want to hang everybody up and start again?
No.
Okay.
We're going to do this. It'll just take a second. I'm going to have Walter call Michael's cell phone and tell him to call in on the phone line.
Oh, there's Rhea. Hi, Rhea. Jamie just said, a sign of your age is when you say, I'll call you and do a rotary dial motion.
Yeah,
it's a sign of your age when you know what that was.
Well, hey, how else am I going to go? Beep, 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 beep. Maybe.
I know.
All right, let's see if I can get Michael on here. It's always a challenging thing it seems to connect to those guys. They're supposed to have pretty good internet there. Let's see.
Yeah, it's my goal to have at least 50% of the hams in the world not know what rotary dial is, but I'm not winning this battle.
Hey, Walter, talk to Michael and tell him. I don't think he's answered yet.
Hello? Oh. It's not even ringing.
All right, Doug, we'll see about getting that question asked. If they don't bring it up on their own, I'll mention it for you.
That's his home number.
For anybody who's just listening or watching, Doug was asking, wants to find out what's going on with the flea market this coming year. So we'll see what we can find out on that.
What does it do?
Hang up.
Hello?
Okay, well.
All right.
Oh, Dwayne had a long and a short ring up there in Canada.
All right, guys.
We had in our house a black rotary dial phone. It was in the pantry of our kitchen.
If he can't, does he ring?
And had, a 10-foot long cord or so. So, of course, as I got older and wanted to talk to boys, I could kind of hide in the corner, but not very well. There was no caller ID back then, so we could actually make crank calls and have fun with it. We used to
call people up and flush the toilet and hang up, or
All right, well,
or
Katie,
do all
Katie,
kinds of other obnoxious things.
since this is a real
Back in the days when you could crank call people and they had no idea who it was.
yeah, since this is a real amateur operation, I'm going to hang
Yeah.
up with you. I'm going to call Michael, and then I will.
Okay.
I'll add you back to the call. I really would
Good.
like to get him on here. We'll call you back.
All right.
If I went in the den, would it?
No, it's not working. He's not even online. Yeah, Michael's not even showing online now, so I don't know what's going on. I think their internet is not just great out where their clubhouse is.
Send him a text.
Yeah, send him a text and tell him to call that number. All right. I believe out at the clubhouse is where they are tonight. They're paying to try to get some better internet in, but it still has some challenges.
Hi
Okay.
again.
Oh,
right.
caught you eating.
Well, you know what? Hey, Katie, it works fine
Yeah.
between me and you. It just doesn't work to Dara.
Huh.
But Walter's,
like he was trying.
Walter's going to text them here, and if they call in on the phone line, I'll just patch them in on the phone,
Okay.
and we'll go with that way. All right, so let's see what we can do. Can I fax? Okay. All right. I tell you what. Let's do shack pictures real quick. Let's get that out of the way. We're going to do some shack pictures. Katie has some shack
good.
pictures, and then if we hook back up with the guys there in Dara, we'll do that segment next. So, are
Sure.
you ready? Are you ready for shack pictures?
I am ready, sir. Let's hit it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Hold
I
everything.
hear the phone ringing.
Let's see what's going on here.
There's a thread of the shack photos.
Hi, Michael. This is Walter, NR3. I'm in here in studio with Tom. We're having all sorts of issues in here.
Well, with him, I mean, Katie's fine.
Katie's
So,
fine. But for some reason,
Yeah, there's no issues with me.
But anyway, hang on a minute.
I'll talk to you.
I'm gonna hand the phone to Tom. Thanks for calling.
hey, Michael. Okay, I just tried to call you again, and it shows you're offline. So I don't know.
We were having such a problem that we decided to try to reboot.
Okay.
That would help, because, yeah.
Let's do this. No, that's okay. Let's do this. I think you guys have a little challenge at times with your internet. I think your club's out in the country somewhere, and hopefully you can get maybe a better connection here. But let's do this in the meantime. I can still we'll try to get you back on the video in just a minute. But let me give you a phone number, and you guys at least can call in to the show, and we'll have your audio. Okay. All right. So the number is going to be 901. 286 1116.
Okay, we're gonna try to get on here in a minute.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, if we can't connect with you, we'll call that number.
Okay, and we're going to do shack pictures now, so we're going to be doing something for about 5 minutes, but we'll try to add you in here, okay? And if we don't connect in a few minutes after shack pictures, you can call in on the phone line. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, bye. All right, guys, they're rebooting their computer, so
Oh, okay.
that's one reason they're offline. They're rebooting, so. Okie dokie, so here we go. Let's do some shack pictures, and I'm
Alrighty.
ready to go. If you're ready, Katie,
Yep.
I think I got them in order. Here we go.
All right. Well, tonight we are going to start our shack show off with the shack from down under with David Poole. Victor Kilo 5 Papa Lima, who's part of the Barossa Valley, or he's in Barossa Valley, South Australia. David's got an ICOM 7300 with a Z11 Pro 2 antenna tuner and has the BM700 microphone. He's also got a cool little rig, the FRG7, which he used back when he started listening to shortwave back in the 1970s. And he has a Soda goat goat mascot, which goes with him on all of his soda activations. That's the Summits on the Air for anybody who's wondering what it's.
Katie, I don't know what that is, but is that a real mascot for soda?
It is that you have to work really hard to earn the Summits on the Air goat. You know, the goat man out here in Denver, who's Steve, who's climbing and activating all the time. I don't know the number of activations you have to make from a summit to earn it, but yeah, it's a real thing for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then we're moving up to see into Moore, South Dakota to Jim Young in Moore, South Dakota. He's Whiskey Alpha 4 Delta Alpha Whiskey. Jim just remodeled his shack, which explains why it looks so nice in there.
Yeah.
And he put down some new flooring, so he's getting everything all set up again. He's got the Yaesu FT747GX and an ICOM IC718, as well as a classic Heathkit HW8. He's using an Astron 35 amp power supply for his power, and he also has an MFJ 989D antenna tuner. And he also has an AL11 8100 amp. Oh, okay. By the way, just a fun little note, his wife actually bought him that AL811 for his 50th wedding anniversary present last year at the MFJ 45th anniversary.
And you know,
So
I met Jim and his wife down there, and I thought that was a cool anniversary gift for her to buy him that 811H amplifier.
Yeah, it
so
sure
cool.
is.
All right.
Now, since we've got Michael and Ron back, do you want to pause?
No,
the
let's
shack?
go ahead. Well, Ron, can you guys stand by about 4 minutes?
Yeah,
Sure.
can you hear us?
Oh, we can. Yeah, just stand by and we'll finish this up and then we'll get back with you.
Oh, all right. Well, then in that case, we're going over to see John Quasarano's shack. Sorry, John, if I just goobered your last name. He's Kilo Echo 8 Uniform Bravo, and he's in Troy, Michigan. He's got the FTDX 5000, a Rode NT1, the ATR 30, and the Ameritron AL 1500 amp. Plus, he's got an Elecraft auto tuner. So nice little shack in there. And now we're going to move over to Smithers, West Virginia with Roger Odell Sr., Alpha Echo 8 Romeo Ocean. He has a Kenwood TS440 SAT in his shack, along with an MFJ tuner and an inverted V antenna. He's got a Yaesu FTM100 with the Diamond X300A antenna, and he's also got the FT1XD. The nice little shack going on in there. Okay, so now this is a club shack for the Multnomah, oh my gosh, I should have checked with you guys in Portland. The Multnomah Aries Group up here in the Portland area, Portland, Oregon, and they use the call sign of November 7 Mike Charlie Uniform. And this is their comm trailer, which includes 3 operating positions. They've got 2 VHF, UHF stations, and 1 HF. They're using the Yaesu FTM400 radios, a Kenwood D710, and a Yaesu FT991, as well as an ICOM IC706 Mark II. And everything they've got in there is powered by solar and by generators. And there's supposed to be another, and there we go. And there's the exterior of that trailer. That's a really nice mobile unit. Very cool. That's kind of nice to see something besides a personal shack, too. That's a good idea. Okay, so now we're going to go see Jason Rarick's shack at November 3 Yankee Uniform Golf. He is in Hey, Tom, how the heck do you pronounce that?
I don't know.
Patuxent River?
Patuxent
River, Maryland. He's got, wow, that's a beauty of a shack. He's got a Flex 6300, the Yaesu FTDX 3000, Yaesu FT990. He's also got a Swan 500CX, FTM 400, FT101E with matching speakers and frequency readout. He's also got an AC1 40-meter transmitter that he built himself, along with a Hammerland HQ 160 receiver, Heathkit SB 200, and an Ameritron AL 811 amp. That is quite an impressive shack. Now we're going up to my neck of the woods with Mike Tabb, KK4LYN in Stevensville, Montana. He's running a Yaesu FT920, as well as an FT857D, FT890A, and an Ameritron AL 80B amp. We got a lot of the Ameritron amps out there. And now going down to the sunny part of the state, down in Palm Bay, Florida, with Miguel Orama, Kilo 4 November Bravo Charlie. He has the Yaesu 891 as well as the auto tuner that goes with that, and the Heil HM12 microphone. It's got a nice little sticker from Heil too. Very good. Thanks, Miguel, for sending that in. Now we're going to go up to Excelsior Springs, Missouri with Thomas Green, Kilo Echo Zero, Kilo X-Ray Zulu. He has a Yaesu FT757, FT221 for VHF, and he's got the Motorola CDM 1250 for his UHF operations. Very nice, Thomas. Thank you so much. And now we're going up to the Northeast, where they're getting hammered with their fourth storm now with John Baggett, Kilo 2 Bravo Alpha Golf in Brooklyn, New York. John's got the ICOM 7300 along with the MFJ power supply. Ooh, he's also got the MFJ 1026 noise canceller, which I'm sure he really needs that in New York City. And he's also got the LDG IT100 tuner, and he uses a Hustler 6B TV antenna. Very nice. Good deal, John. And let's see. Finally, we've got Phil McMillan, Kilo 9 Zulu King, out of Geneseo, Illinois. Wow, that's a really good-looking shack. Phil's got a Flex 5000, the Yaesu FT 9000 MP, dual Electro Voice microphones, an Ameritron ALS 1300 amp, and a Palstar HF auto tuner. So remember, post your shack pictures on our Facebook group. If you haven't joined, just search for W5KUB and post your pictures with your information, your location, your call sign, and what's in your shack, and we will be happy to showcase you on the next segment. Thanks very much. And also don't forget, while you're posting pictures of your shack, also feel free to post any questions you'd like to have Riley look at for any FCC related questions. With that, I will turn it back to you, Tom.
Okay, great. Hey, things are starting to work now. And hey, great on the shack pictures there. I noticed one thing. Nearly everybody out there has an MFJ product. And Walter and I are going to drive down to MFJ tomorrow. It's about a 3-hour drive, but we want to go down here, and Martin's going to buy us lunch tomorrow.
Does he know he's buying you lunch?
Yeah. So let's see. Let's jump back over here now. We got Ron and Michael back with us. Hey guys, how you doing?
Well, we're feeling good that we're back with you now.
Okay. Well, the audio is just a little crackly, but we're going to make this thing work. I guarantee you.
It just froze up.
Okay. Are you hearing us now? Are you getting us? Uh-oh.
They froze again.
I think he froze again.
We're hearing you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. We're back. It did freeze.
Call here.
Hey, Michael. Call a phone number. Let's see. Call a phone number if you will. You know.
Okay.
Dial the phone number, and you can stay here, but dial the phone number too.
You can do it.
And we'll do this. We'll try to get him on the phone here too. We'll make this thing work one way or the other.
Hey, Tom, maybe I should just sign off.
No.
No, wait.
Okay.
Yeah, don't sign off.
You guys there. He might fumble out altogether. He's gonna.
Well, Michael, hey, I'm seeing you now. It started working again, but hey, the phone line. Let me answer the phone line here.
On that phone.
All right. Can you hear me on the telephone?
We can hear you.
Hear you.
Okay. All right. So we'll figure this thing out. Uh-oh.
Oh, we got to turn the speaker off just because you put it in the loop here. Hold on. I'm gonna.
Just mute the microphone.
I know. I'm trying to get to it.
Oh.
All right.
Come on.
So.
Okay, now you should be out of here. It's okay.
Tell you what, let's do. Katie, I'm going to drop you off. You've already done your two. I'm going to drop Katie off. Let's see if that just helps those guys any at all. Here we go. We're going to drop Katie. Bye, Katie. All right.
I don't know what's happening.
We're getting feedback from you guys. Are you on a telephone?
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. Say, Ron, somebody say something.
Good. We'll just leave it up there.
You
hear us now?
Yeah, I hear you. You're going to have to talk a little closer to the phone. Talk a little closer to the telephone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
We hear you. Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay.
Okay, so hey, we were talking about, let's see if we get this thing back on track here. We were talking about maybe some new things some things you've corrected. I think that's where we were last. Yeah, I think you were going into that.
Well, I think the last thing we were talking about the food, we do have more, there was no correction to that, but we have added more food vendors. And let's see, some of the other things, we are working on the mud problem that we had last year. We are making strides towards getting that to happen. As soon as things dry out just a little bit, then we will be able to get started on that work. We're working very hard on parking. Of course, we cleaned up the problem last year with the traffic on Friday, and now there should be no issues with traffic. I think our safety people are working with the county sheriff, and I think everything is on track to make it nice, safe, and get through the lines very quickly.
Okay, Ron, your audio is coming through just great. We do have your pictures up here, so people are seeing your picture there. Can you share with us anything going on? There's a lot of questions in the chat room. Of course, they're going to be about the flea market in the mud out in the circle. Do you guys have any information you can share yet on what you might do out there?
Yeah, we are going to sell boots right before you enter the flea market.
Yeah, wait,
I
didn't catch. I know it was a joke. You were going to sell boots. Okay, I got you.
So no, truly, what is happening is we've been getting. It's winter here still, and we're getting snowstorm hitting right now as we speak outside our clubhouse. But we have been working with the county and working with the township people and the city of Xenia, and they're going to start making repairs, and they've got a pretty good plan. The county engineer has put this all together for us, and they're going to start work on this, and we are going to take pictures of it as it happens, so you'll be able to see exactly what we're doing. But we'd like to be 100% done with it. We may not get that far with it this year, but we're going to be pretty far along on it, absolutely. But there's a lot of attention going into that through our county engineer.
Will it be something that's permanent out there, or just for Hamvention?
Oh, it's permanent. Yeah, we think we found a good home in Greene County and at the Greene County Fairgrounds, and we intend to stay there.
Yeah, no, I meant the out in the circle to fix the mud problem. I know there's been several things discussed about paving or asphalting or different things. I'm just wondering if it's going to be something permanently that'll be there year round, or will they put it down and take it up after Hamvention?
Yes, Tom, it'll be permanent. It'll be year round. It'll be a hardened surface, and that's all coming very soon.
Okay, great. That's great news. I think that's
It is. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big questions and one of the most often questions we get. So it's going to be a hardened surface. That's great. And you'll have that ready in the next 8 weeks. Is that right?
Well, that's the intention right now. Yeah, we're just looking for a little bit more break in the weather, which is coming up, and that's very, very high on our priority list to get done this year.
Okay. Now I know you're adding an additional building. You're adding the furniture store building.
Yeah, we don't call it that anymore. We're now calling it, it's actually called the Mercantile Center.
Okay.
And we took a bit of a bad rap on that. We had nothing to do with the furniture store being evicted or moving out or whatever they did. We had nothing to do with that. But we do gain the benefits of being able to use that space. So we're really excited about that. You know, when you look at it, we almost had 2 new buildings, but we do have 1, and we're very excited about that. So there is a couple things that I want to turn this back over to Ron, but because we want to talk a little bit about forums, and we do also, before he starts talking about forums, want to remind everybody, if you don't have your room yet, you better be working on it. And you can go to Hamvention.org, and you can get connected there to the Greene County Visitors Center, and they'll help you find a place to stay if you don't have a place yet or can't find one. But
So
please
Michael,
don't procrastinate on that.
yeah, Michael, there was supposed to be a new hotel opening there by about Hamvention time. Is that going to happen or not? Do you know?
No, it's not. It is, they're building that, it's a beautiful hotel. There's a couple of them in the Greene County going up. This won't be done in time.
Uh-huh.
So, unfortunately, but they're not building to our schedule. They're building to their own. So, we really recommend that people keep an eye on, look at the area where Xenia is, and then, maybe take a compass and, draw a circle around it. And there's bed and breakfast around there. There's other communities. Wilmington, Ohio is just south of there. Easy ride up coming from the south is a good place to stay, and places to the east of Xenia. Most people think, well, I got to stay in Dayton. You don't have to. There's a lot of great places in the areas to stay. But
Yeah,
please,
we're going to be staying up in Beaver Crossing where we were last year. Hey, I know Ron has got some things he wants to talk about, forums and so forth. Just a couple quick questions regarding like the big white tent. Will it be about the same size? And also, do you think you guys might provide some type tent to cover the eating area?
We are looking at those sorts of things and can't commit 100% to that. We are looking at having more shade for the eating area. And one thing you missed, I think that we got somehow cut off, is that we have worked with the people there to get better placement of picnic tables, and we'll have a better placement of those bleachers, that they'll be out of the way, but they'll still be usable. But there'll be a lot more, our intention is to get a lot more shade. And also, we even got a stay on the price of a bottle of water, which we're really excited about too. I think it's the maximum they're allowed to charge is $1 for a bottle of water, because last year we found some people that were charging really high amounts, and we don't want that happening to our guests. Yeah. Let me turn this over real quick to Ron.
Okay.
Just a reminder though, get your rooms, make your plane tickets, and because sales are very brisk this year for Hamvention. Anyway, back to Ron, and he's going to talk a little bit about forums.
Okay.
Before that, I think you had a question or two. Did you want to ask us?
Well, that was the questions that just popped up about the tents, and I think Michael answered them.
Okay, well, we will have tents this year because the inside of the buildings has sold out already. So we will have a couple of tents. We're going to use those. The people in the tents this year will automatically move to the new building next year. That's what Brian is trying to do. So, yes, we do have to have tents, but we anticipate the new building in 2019. I did want to talk about forums. We have filled the forums already. We're going to have a lot of the old groups that have been there, and we are now having a lot of new groups in. We've made some more space, but still not enough. Everybody has responded well, and we have quite a few forums going for you now. Like I said, inside exhibits, they have sold out already. We still have just a little bit of room in the tents, but that won't last very long. Flea market is well on the way to filling up their areas. We've created some new spaces for them, but he's running out of room. He has a backlog on space and just not enough available this year. Ticket sales are up for this year. Already at the end of February, they were at 146% over last year. So it looks like a very exciting time in Xenia this year.
Okay, I've got a couple questions came in here. One is, you talk about forums. Do you know where Forum 5 is going to be? I think that's a new one you've added.
That is a new one. It's what we've had to do is just outside and west of Building 1. And it is going to be a tent. It'll only hold about 50 people, but that's what we've had to go to until we have the new building.
Okay, and another question. They're wanting to know if you will announce the, let's see, I scrolled off. I think if you announce the main prize inside, let's see, ask them if the final prize drawing will be inside on Sunday. That'd be better than in the bleachers outside. It was too hot last year, they said. You know if the prize announcements will be inside or outside this year?
They are going to be inside this year. We'll be using the building that we were in last year. We did not go outside and use the bleachers last year because of weather, either too hot or with the rains that we had, we were too worried about that.
Okay.
We did have an overflow crowd, so we're adding an additional buildings. Forums 3 will have seating, and we'll have communications back and forth between the two buildings, so you can sit in either building and hear the whole program.
Okay, well, Jill here says that you need to get Hamburger Wagon and Bessie's Noodles out there.
We will have the noodle lady there again. Actually, there are two noodle ladies. And, the burgers are great. Actually, all the food we had last year, I think 2 people are not coming back. But we've added 5 or 7 additional food vendors. So there'll be a very good selection on food.
Well, Ron, I tell you, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it now. The food was good last year, and let me just say, I've been on a diet the last 25 days, and I've lost 15 pounds. I cut back from 6 meals a day to only 2. But boy, I tell you, hey, that food up there is making me hungry. And when I get up there, I'm going to eat as much as I want.
Well, for 3 days, you have a pass on that.
All right, thank you so much, man. Can't wait to get up there. Hey, your Skype is coming in with good movement at times. Then of course it will freeze. But we've got your picture up. You're probably seeing. Are you seeing back what we're broadcasting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
We want to thank you for having us on the program, and I know we'll probably get a chance to do this again soon. Sorry for these technical difficulties. I think Ron and I are going to find a different location next time to do this. So I know you're going to be there, and I appreciate all the things you do for us, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody again this year at the Hamvention. So did you have any other questions at this point?
We'll be there. In fact, that's where we're going to be right there. I've been working with Brian, and I think we got a very nice spot this year, and we really appreciate it there. Let's see if there's any other questions. How about the browts on the grill like you had in Hera? You guys going to have browts on the grill?
Well, are we going to do what?
Is that brout? They said browts on the grill like you had at Hera. I'm in the south.
we
Walter,
Yeah, we'll
we
have
don't,
'em.
we don't have
Yeah, we're gonna
brats,
have
do
brats.
we? Do we? You can get them.
Yeah.
That's okay. I might have to get me a brat then. Okay. Well, hey
Let me
guys,
say something about, for the people who've never been, who are watching or listening to us, have not been to the new location. The food is immensely better. I mean, it is immensely better. You won't even want to leave there to go anywhere else to eat. It's very fairly priced, and it is very delicious. So, we did that on purpose.
Yeah. Well, Ron and Michael, thanks for coming on and answering questions tonight. And hey, let's have you back a couple more times between now and then. And
Okay,
we're gonna
Tom.
we'll really be
Thank you,
pushing it.
and,
We'll be talking about it every week for the next 8 weeks here, and we're gonna have another 48-hour live streaming marathon. We'll have 48 hours of live video from there, starting on Wednesday.
Now, when you drive there, do you drive straight through?
We'll drive straight through. It's 10 hours, and people will actually watch us make the entire drive, and they'll watch us get pulled over by the cops.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
That actually happened one time, and everybody in the chat room was taking up a collection to bail us out of jail. We were doing 89 and a 70.
Yeah, and you're going to tell me your wife was driving.
No, she wasn't with us then. No.
No, okay. All right. Well, thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
We'll thank everybody out there, and we'll talk to everybody soon. And see you in Hamvention.
All right, we'll see you then. All right, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you, Tom.
Okay, that was Michael Coulter and Ron Kramer from DARA, and talking about Hamvention 2018 coming up. Boy, it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a good one. All right, let's see. Let's get moving on with the show here. Running just a little late, but we had a few little technical difficulties. So I'm going to get our next guest on here. But first, let me hang the phone up. There we go. All right, well, it appears that our next segment is not online. Let's see what happens here. We'll see if we can get him on here. In the meantime, let's do this real quick. We'll be right back with you. Communicate with the best. Communicating has never been so much fun than with ICOM. From D-Star to SDR, ICOM uses the most advanced technology in their radios. The SDR you've asked for is here. ICOM's new 7610 is a high-performance RMDR with the ability to pick out the faintest of signals, even in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. The new ICOM IC7610 is a direct sampling, software-defined radio that will change the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. It has an independent dual receiver with 110 dB RMDR. Communicate with a new D-Star communications device. Easy to operate, the ID31A Plus is available in silver, red, or gold. With it, you have worldwide digital communications. You can share pictures and text messages. It's waterproof, compact, lightweight, and tough. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios. All right, we're back. All right, we're looking for the Santa Fe special event guys, and they are not online. I'm going to see if we can get them online. Okay, Walter, hand me a piece of paper and I'm going to give you a number. You call that number right there. Let's see if we can wake the guys up. I know we're a little late. They were supposed to have been on at, can you dial them here? They were supposed to have been on about 8:30, and we're about 20 minutes late, but.
You want them to call this other number?
No, tell them they're offline. We can't call them on Skype. Or if they want to call me on Skype, they can call me. All right. Hey, guys, while I'm at it right here.
Hello, is this the Santa Fe guys?
We got them on the phone.
All right. No, go ahead. We'll try you on Skype, and then if we have to, we'll get you to dial in. They should be there.
Tell them they're not. Tell them they're offline. They're not showing up.
You're offline. You're showing you're not even on Skype right
Okay. While we're working that out, guys, I want to tell you what we're going to do this year. I want to tell you guys about, again, this is a little promotion we're doing. We're going to have about 60 prizes to give away. And
that's all right.
We're going to get them here in just a second. Here we go. Well, we've had some issues tonight, but that's okay. We're working through them. We just connected with them. It's really slow. Oh, no. He's calling again. Here we go again.
They hung up on me, so I guess.
Okay, there we go. All right, we got them. Okay, guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me down there in Kansas City?
Yes.
Okay, stand by. Stand by a second. Everything's going wrong. It could go wrong on the show tonight. Just stand by. Hey, guys, I just want to talk to you real quick and tell you what we're going to do here. Like I was mentioning, we always give away about $10,000 in prizes to our viewers each year. And we're going to have about 60-something prizes for you guys during our Hamvention webcast. All you have to do is just be in a chat room. If we call your name, if Hambot calls your name, you're going to win a prize. And they're going to be everything from mobile radios to automatic antenna tuners, antenna analyzers, D-Star radios, you name it. If you want to look at some of the prizes we gave at Dayton last year, just go to our prize link in our menu at the top of the page and click on Dayton 2017. But back to what I wanted to talk about, this trip cost us about $3,000 to put the webcast on. We'll be streaming for over 48 hours plus live stream from there. And it's become very expensive. I take a couple people that help us with the show. I pay for their room, I pay for my room, and then astronaut Doug Wheelock is supposed to be with us again this year. I'm gonna pay for his room. So I'm actually paying for about 11 rooms there, and that alone is close to $2,000. Year before last, our internet connection cost us $700, just that alone. So you can see when you add in gas and food and everything, it gets a pretty expensive trip. Now, we put this webcast on totally for you. We want to bring the Hamvention experience to you. And we don't sell anything, and we really, really work hard. This year, Walter's going to go with me. One of my regular guys can't make it. We're going to take Walter and break him in this year. Back to what I wanted to talk about. This is a CAA 500 Mark II Comet antenna analyzer. It's really well built. This is a nice piece of test equipment. For the last couple years, we've set aside one prize for donors. And we're going to set aside again this year a CAA 500 Mark II. And for everybody that donates, I think for every $10 you donate to support our trip, we're going to put your name in the hat for the selection for this one prize right here. So if you donate $20, we're going to put your name in there twice, $30 3 times. And like I was talking to Walter here, he's a big spender. If you donate $1,000, we're going to put your name in there not 100 times, but we're going to give you an extra one. We'll put you in there for 101 tickets if you just donate $1,000. But anyway, anything you can donate will help. Every $10 is going to help. It'll help with the gas, help with the rooms, help with expense. And some guy is going to win this. You don't have to be present to win. If you're not online or you're not watching Sunday at noon when we announce it, you still win it. Now, all the other prizes, the other 50 or 60 prizes, you don't have to donate. They're free. Anybody has a chance to win them. If we call your name, all you have to do is just answer Hambot, and you will win that prize, and we'll ship it to you. So just think about that. Would really like your support this year. And by the way, that $700 the year before last for internet was only internet at the Hara Arena. That didn't include any internet we use. And as you guys know, we stream the trip live, the 10-hour drive all the way up. We stream it live, and we stream the 10-hour drive back home. So sometimes it gets pretty exciting there. All right, we got a couple guests on here now from Kansas City area, I guess. I shouldn't say Kansas City, but I've got Steve, KC0VYS, I think, and Chuck, KB0TOT on here. Let me bring them into the show. Let's see, how you guys doing, Steve and Chuck? There you go.
We're doing good. Thanks, Tom.
Good evening. Glad to see you on web.
All right. All right, well, we're doing good. We got a good connection, solid connection with you, but you are in a barrel. You're in the same barrel you were in earlier, so
yeah.
we'll just mark it up to a little echo, in the room to make it sound good, okay?
Right. We had another room that we're going to try, but the lighting wasn't as good in there. We were going to go outside, but it's dark. We were going to be on the trail trying to do this, but that wouldn't work.
Well, I tell you, you got a really good connection there, and it's looking real good. Let me get your names up there. There we go. I got your names up there, and I think I got them over the right person. So Steve here, Steve and Chuck.
You do?
Okay.
That is correct.
And you guys are going to talk about a special event coming up, and give us a little history about the special event, and tell us what you plan to do and everything. So just take it away there.
Okay, Tom. What I wanted to do is bring up my PowerPoint again, and I think you had me on here to be able to drop something in for my PowerPoint.
Okay. Now, so if you remember how to get it, you hit the plus down there at the bottom.
There's a plus, okay.
And you click
share the screen.
Share screen.
There we go.
I think it's going to work.
Okay. Uh-oh, we got a multiple screen going on here.
Oh, that's okay.
We got a loop going on.
That's okay. I'm sending back what I'm seeing. So, have you got your? You haven't.
Let me open this.
You don't have your PowerPoint up yet. Go ahead and bring your PowerPoint up.
I can bring the PowerPoint up.
Yeah, bring it.
There's
up.
my PowerPoint.
There it is. Okay, that's perfect. There we go.
Okay.
There we go. And put it in mode.
Put it in full mode. There we go.
There you go. Okay. Boy, we're making some progress tonight. Here we go.
Okay. So if you've got, I now see what you're doing out here.
Yeah.
Well, not too long ago, I tried to do some stuff with the Santa Fe Trail, and let me just click to the second shop here and kind of show a little bit about what's happened. Is back in September of 1821, William Becknell set some men on horses with pack mule, full of goods, and they set out from Franklin, Missouri, which is just across the river from the present-day Boonville, and they headed into the western wilderness. Then their objective, they didn't know where they were going, but their objective was to find some place to trade the goods that they had. And by the 68 days later, they wound up in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So they just found out on the trail when they got out there in New Mexico that that's the best place for them to try to go. And this is, of course, in about October, 68 days later, they got to Santa Fe, New Mexico. So I'm just can you pull my slide off here, the read back?
No.
Drop that off for a minute so I can, I'm missing my reading up here in the corner.
Hey, just click the little X up in the very top of that right there.
There we go.
There
okay, now I got you. So just to say a little bit about what happened, the 6 men that went out there, they spent through December 13th and sold the goods off. They took about $300 to $400 of their time frame money, and they came back with about $6,000 in coin. Well, in today's market, that $6,000 in coin was about $128,000. So they did very well when they got back to Franklin, Missouri. So returning to in Missouri in January 1822, Becknell decided that he was going to do this all over again. So he started planning his next trip. And for the second journey, he chose to haul trade goods by wagon instead of the pack horse. And he had to slightly alter his original route, and I'll show you that in a few minutes, to accommodate the widths of the wagons. And so, let me click to the next slide here. And it's not letting me, let me do my PowerPoint's locked up on me.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Now it's back.
All right.
There we go. So the wagon train left Franklin, Missouri on May 22nd, 1822. So he left in September in 21 and May in 22. This time he took 30 men and a lot of goods. They had considerable hardship, with both the animals, the people, and they went across to the Cimarron Desert, which is the south corner of Kansas, Oklahoma, New Mexico. And the train arrived, this time they arrived in 48 days. So instead of 68, they got there 20 days sooner and 48 days later. And if you read on, the second trip proved to be even more profitable than the first. So they took an estimated $3,000 in goods, and they came back with around $91,000. So in today's market, they came back with about $1.8 million in profit. So if you can imagine in 1822 winding up with that much money in your pocket, it was very good. So William Becknell, who I'm naming this thing after, the special event, so he became a very wealthy man along with the people that were on the trail with him. So the trail really started back in, it's the other map I've got is over here in the top right-hand corner. Franklin, Missouri is over here on the side, but if you're familiar with anything about the Santa Fe Trail, Independence, Westport, those are major names that over the years, and the trail stayed until the 1880s. So during the 60 years that it was being used, this is kind of the trail that they followed out. And the first time they went out, they went across this way, which is more of a mountain area, and it's a little different cutoff, and the things that they there's more water and stuff on this. The Cimarron is the parched desert area. So depending on when they went as to when they got out of Fort Dodge, how they were going to go from one to the other. So here's what happened. So last year, January, I've done a lot of research and a lot of history stuff in the past. And when I got back in, I thought, okay, a special event station. Well, Route 66 does special event stations, so why can't I do something on the Santa Fe Trail? So I found that having a club would help. So since William Becknell started this thing in 1821, I decided William Becknell Heritage Days Amateur Radio Club, and found out a radio club could have a call sign assigned to it. So lo and behold, I went on the web and researched some stuff, and William Becknell 0 Santa Fe Trail wound up being open. So that's how I got the club sign, WB0 SFT. And so Chuck and I and a couple of other ham friends that are here, we got together, we made a club, applied to the FCC, got a club license and all set up, got the website set up. So that's how the website and the system was set up. And so last year in May 20th and 21st, we did our first event station. And so that's, let me escape out of this for just a second. I'll minimize it, pull me back up on the screen there. And so yep.
All right.
I got
What are you trying to do there?
Oh, I just got us back live for just a second.
Okay.
And,
all right. All right.
So basically, that's what we wanted to try to do is to have some sort of an event station and put it on the Santa Fe Trail. And the 200th anniversary is coming up in 2021 in September. So between now and September, let me pull that back up again and do slideshow up from the current slide. So what are we trying to do with our club? This is kind of what we want to accomplish in the next 4 years. We're going to stay here in Kansas City and set up, there's numerous places around the Kansas City area that we could set up an event station. And so we're looking to having more event stations along the trail. So we'll operate in May and September, since those were the two times that were the first two trips they made, September 1st and May 22nd. So each year between now and 2021, we want to have at least two event stations. Now we'd like to have 10 or more event stations along the trail. So what are we looking for? We're looking for individuals, ham radio clubs, set up something along the trail and participate on the weekends and have remote sites that people can call into and get on that. So oops.
So Steve,
there we go.
You're actually asking for help here, right? Any of our viewers out there, you're looking for people to set up stations along that trail. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, we, clubs, individuals, things like that, if they want to coordinate with us. The picture you see right now, Franklin, Missouri is, of course, if you can see the cursor moving in here, it's over here, Franklin, Missouri, right across from Boonville. That's kind of where it all started in 1821. So if I go from Franklin over to Overland Park, we've got Franklin, Waverly, Lexington, Independence, Westport. I'm in Overland Park, which is just right here barely on the Kansas side. And then as you go west on the trail, any one of the places along the trail that someone would want to set up an event station for us, it's just like being on Route 66. If you get out the highway and park on Route 66 and set up a station, go somewhere along the trail that is quite heavily traveled with people doing all kinds of history things. So yeah, having people along this trail is one of the things I'm looking for. And we'll just coordinate. Westport is an old part of town here, and it wasn't until like 1834. So we're over here on the Missouri-Kansas side. We're still up here in the Missouri-Kansas area. So Westport was one of the nice places, and we still have a lot of stuff in Westport. Some of the old buildings that were here in the early 1840s are still up, and it's quite an area. So from Westport, they came about 10 miles to the west and south, and we have a park right here on the right picture, which is called Strang Park, and it's where several of these trails that went through the Kansas City area, depending on whether you came out of Independence or Westport, they kind of merged right here where Strang Park is. And the city of Overland Park said, sure, go out there and set up your radio, your stations and everything. So we wound up setting up a station area right in this area right here where the cursor's going around. And that's the fields that we have out here. So we had a lot of room to set up antennas, and we put it right here in this area. We put up a big tent and put our gear in the tent. There's a cell tower right here, and one of our repeater stations is sitting on top of the cell tower right there. But there's also a huge power station right here, so I wasn't sure whether it was going to give us any problems with static or anything, but it didn't. We just went right over it. So a little bit from last year's pictures that we did. This was in September. I've got a Hustler antenna with a 20-meter resonator or 40-meter resonator on top of it. Well, it works real good on top of my car, and I decided, well, I did this one other time. I set it on the picnic table and talked to Washington State from here in Kansas. So I made myself a table, filled it full of aluminum foil, put it out there, and I think we got some New York and some other people on there. So, you know, a crude antenna not sitting on top of a car works real good. And out here in the back, I constructed a 20-meter full dipole. And I can go out here and grab a hold of the pole down here at the bottom and just turn it. And so this is a rotatable dipole that I made. And it's about 30 feet off the ground. There's our station that we had set up. Nice and crude, hot in the summertime. This was, like I said, September. It was probably in the 80s. So Chuck is over here talking, and I'm over here and kind of looking out. I had a Kenwood 440 and a tuner, and that pretty much was it. We had some other people come in. We made, in May of last year, we made about 100 and some contacts, and in September we made about 180. So wasn't a lot of contacts, but we had fun, and that's kind of what we're trying to do, and talked about the Santa Fe Trail, and there's some of our QSL cards that I've made up. So that's one that of course is just has my call sign on it. But I don't know, is WB9DZS Thomas Williams. If you happen to be listening tonight or on the net with us here tonight, get a hold of me. I got your QSL card that you haven't picked up.
So are you going to give any type of certificate away in addition to QSL cards?
Well, this is a full-size 8.5 by 11 kind of certificate. So if you do call in and get a hold of us or make contacts, we'll put your call sign and stuff on it. And we happen to be, this is the location where we were at EM28QX. That's our grid square. And so made the contact, you know, on 9/10 of 2017. So yeah, everybody will be able to eventually, once we have it all set up, we'll be able to go on, they can come in on the website that we have, which is, let me go back here, it's wb0sft.org. That's our website. They'll be able to come to the website and download off the website their QSL card or certificate or whatever. So I have a local artist who has drawn up a couple pictures, so that's going to be one of my QSL cards. We'll add some stuff to it and whatever, and that's going to be another one of them. So, you know, we're just going to have some fun out on the trail, and the guy sitting in the wagon with his antenna on top.
Oh yeah.
So, how can you help? That's pretty much the end of my program on that side of it there. So what do we need to have the callers call in and talk about, or?
Let's just make sure that people know how to get in touch with you. They can go to WB0 sft.org.
That's our website.
Will I have an email address where they can contact you?
And well, it's WB0SFT at gmail.com.
Oh, okay. And it might be good if you had that address put on your website too.
It is. Everything's on the website.
Good. So you're looking for people along that Santa Fe Trail to volunteer and help with this special event. When do you plan starting this thing?
Well, we started it last year in May and September. So May 19th and 20th this year, and then because September 1st is generally the weekend of September 1st, that winds up being the Labor Day weekend. I'm going to avoid Labor Day weekend for the next 3 years in 18, 19, 20, and do it the weekend after. So I'll be doing that like the 9th of September. So the weekend following Labor Day. However, the world is going to come unglued in 2021 and September 1st because that's the 200th anniversary of the Santa Fe Trail. And there will be millions of people across the United States out on the trail doing stuff. All of the clubs and the people that are out that are the history buffs, they're going to be out doing a lot of stuff. There's an enormous amount of stuff planned for September 1st, 2021. Okay. So between now and then, I'm just wanting to set up, and I'd love to have 10 stations set up or more. And I'd like to do it, between now and if 2 or 3 clubs want to get together and we do three this next trip, and in September we have 6, that's fine. I'm just wanting to expose the Santa Fe Trail and all the things that went on.
All right, well, hopefully we're getting the message out here, and somebody watching the show will contact you through the website and maybe help you to set up some event stations along the path here. The 19th and 20th is the day of the Dayton Hamvention, but there's hundreds of thousands of hams that don't go to Hamvention. So
well, I'm hoping to be able to make some contacts at the Hamvention. I have the frequencies that I have for our site this time. They're all on the website. Everything. Go to the website. You get all the information you need. Going to try to do some FT8 this time, and if I get some key pounders coming in, we'll do some CW, and it's just whoever wants to set up and help out with the stations and do the special event. That's what we're looking for.
All right, we will try to help you out by announcing it during Hamvention, during our live broadcast from up here. We'll mention the Santa Fe Trail special event and your website again, and hopefully, like you say, you'll get some people from up there.
We're also listed in the special event station on QST in the magazine, so we're already there.
Very good. All right, so is Chuck? Chuck, are you going to do any operating, or are you going anywhere? Or are you going to be there at the park?
I will be at the park in Overland Park, and we'll be mainly coordinating the HF activities in the area, and we'll have hopefully a couple of rips in the area where we can have probably a 2-meter length to communicate with, and so we're spread out evenly throughout the HF bands.
So we're going to try to coordinate. If we have more than one station, we'll obviously kind of coordinate between the multiple stations as to which frequency we're on, what time frame we're doing, so that we're all not sitting on one frequency in 3 different locations, and everybody try to figure out how to separate us.
All right.
A little coordination that we'll have to do. Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be some coordination issues, and it's going to be a trial and error issue, but we're hoping that we'll have a couple of frequencies according to whatever the propagation will allow to conduct a coordination as to where everybody's going to be.
All right, we wish
we make it easy for everybody to talk to one another.
Yeah, we wish you guys the best and good propagation and all that kind of good stuff there, and just good luck with the event. We're running a little late. I think we need to go ahead and move on to our next part here. We really appreciate you guys coming in here telling us about the Santa Fe Trail special event coming up.
Great, thank you very much. And like I said, wb0sft.org, and it'll give you all the information you need.
Okay, thanks so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, so let's see. Okay, guys, we're running just a little late. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and turn Hangout on, but I'm going to step away for a second. But we're still live. We're going to go to Hangout. Very quickly, if you're new to the group here, sorry about some of the technical difficulties that we had tonight. They were on the remote end with some Skype issues. Sometimes you can't avoid things like that. join us on our Facebook group. There's a Facebook link at the top here. Join Facebook group. We got about 6,500 people in our group now, and we'd love to have you. It's a great ham radio place. Post your shack pictures and questions for Riley, and we'll get your FCC questions answered and so forth. I'm going to bring Hangout up. We're going to terminate the formal part of the show tonight, but we're just going to go ahead and bring Hangout up. I'm not going to stick around very long at all. Walter and I are going down to MFJ down at Stark Vegas tomorrow, Starkville, Mississippi, and going to be visiting with Martin down here. We're going to make Martin buy some lunch tomorrow and see what we can get into. I see we got one person in there. Bill's in there. So let me put you on here, Bill. There we go. All right. Where is everybody, Bill? You're the only person here. Bill?
I don't know, Tom. I'm just sitting and waiting.
All right. Well, let's see. Maybe somebody will join here in a second. Guys, I will be back in just a couple minutes. I want to briefly talk with Walter. Come on over here a second. You got time? Come on over here, and I got a chair over here. And
I'll talk to Bill.
Yeah, you can talk to Bill there. Let's see if I can bring this up on here, Walter. Let me pull that chair in here.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, let's see what we got going here. Left. There we go.
Well, Bill,
there we go.
Get your snow shoveling workout in for the year.
Yeah, I'm working on that there, Walter.
You're probably losing weight.
What's that?
Let him get a microphone on. He said you're probably losing weight.
You're probably losing weight doing all that.
Yeah, it's a bugger, I'll tell you. And we're just doing the best we can to keep the car up and down the driveway and out to the street. I mean, I live on the main road, and they go and plow in the end of my driveway, and every 4 hours I got to go out and remove all the stuff left over from the snowplow.
Wow. Well, that's tough.
All right, hey guys, if you want to join us, click on the link there. You can join us on Hangout. If you just got a camera, just click that link and you'll come right into the show with us. Again, this is the unofficial part of the show. And there's Mark. Mark showed up. We'll have a few people in here. Sometimes we have a full array of people here sometimes. Yeah. Well, Walter and I are going to go down to Mississippi tomorrow, MFJ. You got your list made out, Walter? You know what you want?
I'm working on it. Mentally. I'm going to have to write something down, I guess, when I get home.
Yeah.
Well, that list, the only thing I can say on it is MFJ, because that's the only thing you're going to find down there.
Well, that's exactly right.
Well, it's kind of, sort of. I mean, there is other companies under MFJ like Cushcraft, High Gain, Mirage, Ameritron.
Exactly.
That don't have the MFJ name on it, but again, it's all one big happy company down here. We'll probably hit 3 or 4 of the different places tomorrow.
Anything I give would be small pieces anyway, by comparison. It won't be anything big.
Well, I'm taking the truck down, so we can bring back just anything.
Well, if he's got the truck, there's plenty of room there, Walter.
I just wondered what he's ordered that we got to take the truck.
Yeah, and the back of that truck is empty, so you should have plenty of room to put anything and everything that you want. But you got to do something, Walter. You got to talk to Martin, and you got to ask him, how do we get back to the highway without going through that darn college?
When you get to the fork in the road, you got to take it.
That's right. You got to take the fork. Pick up the fork and go with it.
Man. I think
gotta go left,
Bill and I were there when it forks go left, but it forks like twice right in a row. You got a little fork and then it forks again. So do you always stay left?
Follow the highway signs and don't go to the school signs.
Well, let me tell you, we went up there.
We ended up on Fraternity Road. How many times, Tom?
Yeah. We went through there. We went back and forth through there. We spent the night there and went back and forth through there about 6 times. And I think 5 out of 6 we went through to college. Man.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened,
Was
man.
Bill driving?
Yeah.
No, I was driving.
Bill was probably headed to sorority road.
In fact, I had gone the wrong way like 3 times, 3 out of 6, and so when we got to the fork, Bill says, this way, and we went that way, and it was the same, it was the college again.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well,
Man, they were setting up.
one time we ended up going back to Tennessee. We didn't know it.
Yeah, you could have.
Let me tell you, man, they were setting up tents out there for all the tailgating.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were, and
Oh, yeah.
every one of these tents out there must have been 50 tents in a row along the road. Every one of these tents had a pole and a dish TV.
Yeah. They all have big screen
at
TV.
every tent had a dish TV.
I've been down there for those tailgates before. They're a lot of fun.
Man. Oh boy. I guess I wouldn't have thought dish people would have done that, but I guess
There's a lot of people that they don't go to the game. They just sit in their tent and eat and drink and watch the game on closed circuit.
Yeah.
Or however they get it piped in there.
Well, let's see we got somebody else join us here. Let's see who that is. Mike. We got a Mike in here. I don't know Mike. Hey Mike, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Hey, Mike.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, perfect. My mic wasn't working a couple of weeks ago, so I finally got a new one.
All right. So Mike, what's your call?
My call sign is KD9DLL. That's Kilo Delta 9 Delta Lima Lima.
Okay.
And I'm a general class ham.
Okay.
Working towards my extra eventually.
Very good.
Very good.
You'll make it. You hear that reverb?
Yeah, I do.
Man, why are you getting reverb? I mean, let's say test 1 2, test 1 2 3 4.
I think it's Douglas.
Maybe it's one of these buttons here. I got this new mixer. Hey, test 1 2. Did it? No, it's still there.
Hello?
I don't know. Hello.
Hello.
Oh man, I've got this a new mixer here. It's got like 18,000 knobs and buttons on it. It does have a reverb, but I don't have it on. Anyway, guys, again, thanks for joining the show tonight. It's about 9:30.
Yeah.
Walter and I are going to go ahead and get off here because we're going to get out here early in the morning and head down to MFJ. We were going to run mobile.
Tom, you going to try the HF on the way down?
No, we were going to, but man, that radio picks up so much ignition noise. I decided not to. It's not going to be worth listening to all that. Plus, the bands aren't very good anyway.
NCIS? Huh? What is this, NCIS? No, this is bull.
I hear Mark talking about NCIS. Mark.
Mute.
Mark.
Huh?
Mute your microphone.
Mute.
What do they do, 2 hours?
Yeah, I saw NCIS.
They said the 2 hour one?
Used to I could mute these people and I could knock them off, but I can't do it anymore. Mark. Mark.
How are you?
What do they do, a 2 hour one? Yes.
Mark.
Well, ask
I
Super
can't
Mike
believe
if
it.
he's got any snow.
There's Mark's back. Mark. Hey, Mark. Now he's got his earphones on. Mark.
Hey, Mark.
I'm back.
All right, Mark, you never left. Every time you leave, we hear you talking and your wife talking, and you got to start muting your mic, man. Or if you don't, you're going to get a demerit next time.
Yeah, right now, got another thing we're going to see about this. This work makes it better, sure.
Somebody's running sonar. You hear that?
Yeah, you hear it pinging.
Yeah.
Or a water drip.
Look at Bill's head. Every time he moves his head, it pings. Look.
I think Bill's dozing.
You see that?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That guy,
Every time
that guy
he-
over there.
All right, so
That guy
hey,
over there.
real quick, we've got Mike on first time here on Hangout with us tonight. We welcome you, Mike. And Mike, have you been watching the show any, or are you relatively new to the show?
Tom, I actually came on your show about a year ago
Did you?
asking about QSL cards when I was a relatively new ham.
About QSL cards?
Yeah, I asked you about QSL cards about a year ago. But I try and catch the show every week, but I work nights, so it's kind of hard to catch you.
Okay.
But I do when I can.
Okay, very good. I don't know who that is with the sonar on, but okay. Hey guys, I got to run. Sorry, I got to go. Walter and I are going to touch base about getting together in the morning, and hey, we'll see you guys next week. Okay.
It's time to bail out, guys. Y'all have a great night.
We'll see you, man.
7-3.
Okay, guys.
everybody?
You guys have a good night.
Okay. Oh, man. Okay. So let me just, all right. See you guys later, man. Tune in next week.